power. And Canelo is a guy that has power, but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. And they're, you know, that shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up?
When you hold.
Which for hooks.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him just, hey, boom, hey, boom.
It's different. Canelo using single punch. Yeah, he put full his energy and he punched once, and it's hurt also.
Canelo will beat Crawford. Boxing professionals warn Crawford. Canelo's blows are next level. Here is why. Russian boxer Dmitry Bivol, who knows Canelo well, says that Canelo's power is not just derived from strength, it also relies on placement, timing, and strategy. Canelo knows when to hit his blows for the most damage. His blows are more than just heavy. They are also positioned perfectly and break down his opponents piece by piece.
I could compare like with the Canelo, yeah? He put all his energy, all his power on single punch. And yeah, maybe single punch sometimes he's harder, Canelo, yeah, than Better Beef. Because Better Beef didn't do like, yeah, Better Beef was more like close and compact, yeah. But if you ask them, let's do like 5 punches, yeah, Better Beef, every punch will be hard. With Canelo, maybe first hard and then not, both of them are strong, but Better Beef is bigger and he born strong.
Edgar Berlanga assesses Canelo's strength following their fight. Berlanga did not pull any punches. He gave an honest assessment of Canelo's power at close range. He discussed Canelo's punches, tempo, and explosion, as well as how the power alters the entire fight.
I'll say he is the hardest, for sure. One of the fighters that hit very hard was Angulo. You know, he's a Cuban guy, and he punched very hard too. So I'll say both of them are like the same, but you know, with Canelo, I was just mentally ready for his shots. You know, I already told myself, I know I'm gonna get hit. I know I'm gonna get hit on my chin, but it's, you know, I gotta bite down on my mouthpiece and push. You know, and look what happened in the third round. I got hit with a left hook. I practiced in camp the whole time, you know, keeping my right hand to my chin, and I wound up just moving, and he connected right on my chin. And you see how I punched my glove. You know, that's like a thing for me when I, you know, my last time when I got dropped, I was punching my gloves. Cause I'm like, damn, I got hit with a shot. I'm not supposed to be on the floor. But you know, it comes with boxing. You know, the greats done got.
Even the legend's voice, Bernard Hopkins, offers a timeless truth that cuts through the clutter.
That fight, as you say.
I always say, as my quote from the history of boxing, a good big man will always beat a good little man.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the big man.
He's been through wars, taken punches, and suffered the grind. Bernard Hopkins is now doubling down on an old-school fact. Size remains the ring's defining feature. As we were discussing the issue further, Julio Cesar Chavez burst in and quickly stepped into the fire. He is merely dishing out insults, saying that he does not stand only on physics, which is Bozen's claim that size does matter. Simply said, things have increased.
Se me hace una pelea muy dispareja, ¿me entiendes? Una pelea. Mira, Crawford es un gran peleador, ¿me entiendes? Eso nadie lo duda y todo el mundo lo sabemos. Pero en su peso, ¿me entiendes? Ya subir 3 divisiones es ir por el dinero, ¿me entiendes? De que le va a dar pelea a Canelo, le va a dar pelea, pero de que le va a ganar, no hay por dónde.
Canelo, I think Canelo has a very good punch, and he used to knocking out bigger guys, naturally bigger guys. He's coming from 200. Crawford coming from what, 54? Yeah. It's 2 weight classes. And sometimes putting on that weight, it depends how you put on that weight too, man. Because you could put on that weight and get tired. And your body ain't used to carrying that much weight around. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaning more towards
Canelo's stature and power will be Crawford's biggest problem. Lonnie B says that weight may still be Crawford's downfall. And as the feelings begin to mount, Demetrius Andrade surprises everyone. He likes Crawford but does not expect him to win the bout.
My opinion is my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think Crawford can beat Canelo. But still, do I think he can give him a good fight? And I'll be sitting there rooting for Crawford all day. I'll put all my money. I'm always going to bet on black, always. But in reality of it, I just think Canelo knows how to fight. He knows how to come in big, and he can throw hard shots. He's a technical guy.
Andrade isn't trying to sugarcoat it. He doubts Crawford will survive in the end. He's definitely a fan of Bud, but he doesn't see it happening since he thinks Canelo's stature, strength, and ring IQ are superior. This isn't about feelings, it's about the truth. To top it off, Andrade doubled down by bringing up the smoke he produced during the Charlo fight.
When it comes to weight and power, man, that shit is real, you know? And then skills too, skill level too. Like Canelo's not no pushover. Look what he did to the little girl Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Like Charlo, big bad wolf, and he ran the whole night off of a couple of hooks. Like Canelo threw a couple of hooks and he just ran all night. It's like, where's that? You know, let's fight. I think Crawford has the skills, but when it comes to start getting shots and blocking them power shots, and Canelo knows how to move too. He has agility. It's not like a robot. I mean, it's going to be tough.
This is not simply a matter of weight. This is about raw power and the ability to steal souls. Canelo isn't just a strong puncher, he crushes souls and steals a player's heart. Andrade was sitting ringside as Charlo collapsed during the fight. And he doesn't believe Crawford, even a trained one, can simply walk through the fire. It's not about skill, it is actually about surviving a storm that was methodically meant to harm you. Andrade does not consider this a close fight. He considers this a beatdown. Chavez doesn't simply favor Canelo. He basically ended Crawford's hopes. He's been around too long and seen enough.
Honest opinion is I think he's going to be too small. You know, Canelo is still Canelo, you know. I think Crawford is probably number one pound for pound. But what pound for pound means if they were all in the same weight class. They are not in the same weight class. I mean, 147 to, he just moved up, right? I can still say he just moved up from 147 to 168. There are weight classes for a reason. Now, if they were in the same weight class, then it's a different story. It would be a way more competitive fight, but they're not. You know what I mean? So I think Canelo's...
Ortiz thinks that this is about more than just skills. It's all about size, power, and survival. Crawford may be going too deep. Ortiz appreciates Crawford's pound-for-pound greatness, but stresses that greatness does not erase weight divisions. At 168, Canelo is a different beast, bigger, smarter, and far more experienced. The shift from 147 to Canelo's world is not only big, but also harsh. Not everyone makes it back from the jump. And then Jim Lampley appeared, and it climaxed with the brilliance that only he could give.
Canelo's smart. Absolutely, he's smart. He knows this business as well as anybody. So no, it's not surprising that Canelo learned from Floyd and has employed some of that in the retention of his career. Canelo still knows how to make fireworks when he absolutely has to make fireworks. But at the end of the day, he's a counterpuncher. He's a great defender. He has the most solid punch resistance of anybody in the sport. Nobody's ever knocked him off balance. Nobody's ever really knocked him down. There's only one official knockdown in his career, and it was because he bounced off the ropes when Jose Cotto hit him with a hard shot to the chest. And the referee employed a strict interpretation of the rules and said, oh, the ropes held you up, so that's a knockdown. He's never been put on his back by anybody. He rides horseback every morning. His legs are the strongest in the sport. You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow over a long period of time Canelo beats himself.
This was not light praise. For Canelo, it was a textbook analysis how Canelo is made differently. Lampley talked about tactical brilliance, granite chin, high ring IQ, and controlled violence. He linked the dots between Floyd Mayweather's loss and Canelo's present fighting style. However, Lampley simply did not have the necessary skills. He went even deeper into the psyche.
gets tired of all the discipline he has had to employ to make all the money he's made, if he has enough giant ranches in the Yucatan, if he has enough beautiful horses, if he has had enough unforgettable dinners with Mexican billionaires in Mexico City and Vegas, then maybe. But my guess is he will retire without incurring another loss, because it's important to him to do that. I do like him against Bud Crawford, but I do think that it's a great fight. Now, I could change my mind when we get closer. Bud Crawford, to me, is a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the multiple skills of Sugar Ray Robinson. He can defend or attack. He has a deep inner mean streak that he can employ at any moment in a fight to get what he wants.
He compares Crawford to one of the all-time greats to show Bud's extraordinary talent. A fighter's motivation is not just ability, but also a combustible blend of abilities, control, and a cold, calm fire. Lampley sees a warrior who can go from human-like calm to murderous Mo in an instant. Joe Rogan and Mike Vion jumped in with their comments, which were a mix of enthusiasm, prediction, and stark truth about what is at stake.
What do you think of Crawford Canelo?
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah, I love it.
See, I don't.
Crawford wants to do it.
I don't love it.
Why?
I think it's Crawford's last fight, so I'm happy he's gonna cash out, and I'm rooting for him. But I would like to see him stay at 54 and fight Virgil Ortiz.
I'd like to see that too,
Yeah.
but the big money is Canelo.
I know.
And why not do it? I mean, what a ballsy move. You go 47 to 54 and you go right up to 68. That's crazy. Because he's really not even at 54.
Yeah.
He's taken the fight at 54. He took Madrimov because it was a big fight.
Yeah.
Wins another world title.
This is more than just a weight class jump. It puts itself in danger, leaves a memory, and makes a lot of money. Jumping from 147 to 168 without stopping at 150 looks insane. And it could be a fatal move. I'm sure there is a respective grit, but there is anxiety about the cost. Joe Rogan didn't hold back, adding that even if Canelo isn't at his best performance, he's still a savage in the ring.
Crawford's one of the best switch hitters, I think, since Marvin Hagler, and one of the most skillful boxers alive. And then you have Canelo, who probably isn't the same guy as he was just like a few years ago.
Right.
But still, one of the greatest of all time. Still has brutal knockout power. You know, I mean, if you go back to like some of his, you know, like more impressive fights from a few years ago, like the Amir Khan KO, you know, like the Billy Joe Saunders KO, like those KO, like he's probably not that guy anymore.
Yeah.
But he's still young enough that he's still like pretty close to his prime and one of the best of all.
This wasn't simply memories. It served as a wake-up call about Canelo's future value to the game. Joe Rogan definitely handed Crawford his flowers. Though when the talk got to Canelo's raw fight-ending power, his demeanor shifted quickly, from the shattering knockout of Amir Khan to the head-snapping punch that destroyed Billy Joe Saunders' face. Those pictures continued to haunt the sport.
If I have to pick, if I had to pick, I'll put Canelo, just because of the weight disparity. You know, it's tough moving up that many weight classes. But if anybody could do it, it'll be Terrence Crawford. You know, he's talented. He's a great fighter. He does everything well. He adjusts well. He has the mindset. Canelo's gonna come prepared. I think he's gonna be totally motivated for this fight. I think he's gonna see like a great Canelo. I think you're gonna see a great Crawford. He's trying to test himself and be the greatest. Like, I mean, if he wins this fight, I mean, he enters that GOAT conversation.
Davis knows exactly what Canelo will bring to the table, and it is not a weight class move. Davis treated Crawford with the utmost respect, but he was not afraid to say the truth. Canelo focused is a nightmare. Davis expects him to arrive faster, stronger, and smarter, knowing what he'll be fighting for. In a moment of self-awareness, Chiron Davis restored boxing to its most basic principle. Weight groups exist for a reason.
I don't like getting too much into that. Right. Weight classes is there for a reason. And when you're lighter, you can do different things. When you're heavier, you can do different things. With weight classes come different tools that you can use. Heavyweights use more of their body weight. They can use their long reach for certain different things when they're fighting smaller heavyweights. You got guys in small weight classes, they can run off combinations. You can't really say would Chocolito be as great of a combination puncher in a super middleweight? Probably not.
He summarized it directly. Size is everything. Higher weight shows that there are more physical tools than just your expertise. There's also mass, length, and power. Keon Davis made it very clear that what works at 147 may not work at 168. Then came Juan Manuel Marquez, who had the cool confidence of a warrior who unwaveringly backed Canelo. No doubt,
Canelo Alvarez is a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He defends his titles for against William School. William School is a good fighter, but I think the experience, the power, Canelo has everything.
Marquez sees championship DNA and cites all of the categories that Canelo checks. The way he dismantles strong opponents like William Skull shows power and experience. Marquez made it clear that this is about dominance, not titles, and he sees the weight differential, which even Crawford's amazing talent may not be enough to surmount.
I don't like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, it has divisions. You know what I mean? You know?
Right, weight classes.
You know what?
Right.
Yeah, weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes for And Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimo.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power. And three more divisions, two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has a great defense. He has a good combination punches, but I think the weight class is no good for him.
Marquez gives Crawford all credit, elite skill, smooth defense, and beautiful combinations, but doesn't think that's enough at 168. He's seen Crawford struggle with the move up in the past. Even small disparities in speed and worries about his power have resulted in a two-division jumped. Even with all of Bud's innate abilities, Marquez thinks it will be too much. Then there was Roy Jones Jr., who cut through the nose with a clarity that only a hero can provide.
I pay no attention to the pushing and shoving. I pay no attention to the weight factor. What I pay attention to is the skill level that both guys show in and out of the ring. And what I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford. A Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab the opportunity.
Roy was unconcerned about the harsh talk or the news. What captivated him was Crawford's drive, a guy pursuing his legacy rather than just winning. However, Roy added, "You can't eat that hunger at this level to win a war." Then he tapped into the heart of what makes Canelo dangerous.
When you know how to box, when you're as skillful as Terence Crawford is, weight don't really matter much. All thing that matters with the weight is can you take the punch? And I'm sure you've been sparring with super middles and light heavies, so I'm sure you probably can take the punch. So that's the only thing when you got skill. Now if you don't have a skill, you can't take the weight, take it up, because you're gonna lose your punch, you're gonna lose everything. But when you got skill, all your stuff that you have goes up with you. You talk to the GOAT, I went out with a heavyweight.
He broke it down like only a hero could. While many people regard weight as a barrier, Roy thinks that true talent and expertise move with you. Roy saw it, Roy did it, but here's the twist. This wasn't just about praising Crawford. It was also a light warning. Canelo's power is not simply focused on weight. In fact, it includes precision, timing, and years of knowledge on his part. All Crawford's ability may be for naught if he can't handle it the first time. That's when things start to get dangerous, I believed Lonnie. They also gave the people some reality. He made the point that others were too busy riding the hype train to notice.
See, that's different. You can't really judge because you just hear the push. You can't really judge it by that because he couldn't stop Matronov for coming at him. And he's a 54-pounder. So it's different when you're getting punched on and you got somebody that's really trying to hurt you. It's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. I was at the Sean Porter fight, and Sean Porter was giving Terence Crawford hell. Granted, he stopped him, but he was giving Terence Crawford hell.
What happens when he faces someone who refuses to back down? Someone is after him, capable of tremendous power and malicious purpose. That's the type of fighter Canelo is. He not only doesn't care, he actively seeks to destroy you. Unfortunately, Lonnie B stated it plainly. Many sports fans refuse to hear what they need to hear.
Canelo's going to be more composed, a lot harder. See, Canelo's a lot harder to hit than people think. He's a lot harder to hit than people think, and I think he got enough experience to run Terence Crawford into something. Terence Crawford's heart is too big sometimes, and he get hit. I think he can't afford to get hit with Canelo. I think Canelo has a very good punch. and he used to knocking out bigger guys, naturally bigger guys. He's coming from 200.
Canelo isn't just a big hitter. He is sharp, patient, and deadly. He throws his fists efficiently, avoids unnecessary risks, stalks, studies, and attacks when the time is suitable. Then Crawford's heart, his desire to fight through anything, is what gets him caught. Against a sharpshooter like Canelo, a one solid shot can alter the result of the fight in an instant. Then Lonnie B returned, and this time, he was more open.
Crawford is a great fighter. He boxes. He boxes extremely well. I don't think he boxes as good as Mayweather. As far as the defensive and offense together, I think Crawford gets hit a little bit too much sometimes. I just think with Canelo, he can't afford to do that. If I had to pick and predict the way the fight gonna go, I got Crawford probably outboxing for the first 5-6 rounds. And then after that, it's interesting to see what's gonna happen. I think if he catch Crawford, it's gonna be a tough night.
He was presenting it as a warning, not a guarantee. It was not an assessment of what we would see. It was a terrifying demonstration of what can happen when an enthusiastic boxer like Crawford, desperate to grab the lead, meets a calculated, cold murderer like Canelo. Lonnie acknowledged that Crawford may be able to handle the early rounds, but as the battle progresses, the pressure rises and the danger grows. And it is truly Canelo's domain. One error might make you suddenly exposed. Because, for Canelo, it's not just skills. It's skill, and weathering the storm before it kills you. This talk about Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford has sparked a lot of enthusiasm, bold predictions, and passionate feelings from legends, pros, and fans. After hearing so many breakdowns and expert perspectives, it becomes clear that Canelo is unlike previous opponents. He is both strong and patient. He has expertise and can take a punch, while Crawford's mobility and boxing IQ may win the early rounds. The true test comes after round 6, when Canelo's pressure, timing, and body work begin to wear on opponents. Crawford's heart may lead him into the fire and into exchanges, which could have a negative result. So, do you think Crawford can withstand Canelo's power and pressure for 12 complete rounds? Will his speed and skill keep him safe? Will Canelo's experience and strength be too much as the fight goes on? Can Crawford stand in the fire and win?